Yo, what up, YouTube? Okay, I don't know. So basically, this is my journey of vlogging, not really. I'm just documenting my process of writing a story, partially to motivate me. Also, I want to make long form content and I couldn't think of it. Anyway, I have started writing with a friend. Boys, I don't know why I kind of zoned out there. I started writing this story with my friend, and I kind of feel bad because I'm writing at a much slower pace than her, so motivation. Also, friend, if you are here to watching this, surprise. Look, it's my computer. I have stickers on it from like grade 7. So currently we have called it we have been calling it The Knight, the Prince, and the Simp. You will not be judging names because it is a great name, and if you think it's bad, you just have bad naming sense. This is fantasy, romantasy-ish, mostly fantasy. Basically, the plot, my thesis statement, actually no, because I'm really bad at those, but the general idea is 3 people who don't like the mages, or the toads as they call them. 3 people who don't like toads become the toads, and you have to experience life. This is a metaphor for something. Honestly, don't know. So the 3 main characters are Nicholas, Alexandria, and Damon. So Nicholas is the prince, as per the title. Damon is the knight, and Alexandria is the simp. The character dynamics is Damon is Nicholas's knight, Alexandria is a fangirl for Nicholas, and Damon and Alexandria are siblings. So they're all part of this kingdom called Calumnia. Nicholas is a prince who has been spoiled by his mom, but like his dad is like annoyed with it because he's like, oh, I don't know. You have to be more princely because you're gonna rule this country someday. I don't know why I let your mom spoil you. And then Alexandria, she still acts pretty childish because she hasn't been let out to the outside world because her father is a tiny bit abusive. I will be going more in depth about the characters later. Just wait. I'm just giving basic plot for now. Their dad really likes Damon, hates Alexandria, is basically all you need to know. Oh, and Damon hates Alexandria, and Alexandria, she gets obsessions really easily. He has always been really loyal to Calumnia. That's like this whole thing. But he hates Nicholas because, once again, he's such a bad prince and he's really spoiled and like he's always going partying and stuff. Well, Nicholas is going to get sent to a mage settlement camp to try to take them down. Damon obviously follows because he's Nicholas's personal knight. Alexandra is also gonna have to follow somehow. I'm honestly not that sure where I'm going with that yet, but she is gonna come along. She's gonna be there. But on the way there, they end up drinking water. Cause humans have to drink water to survive, yada yada. Long time ago, when they were massacring the mages, because they were like, oh, mages, we hate them. They're more powerful than us, but they're the minorities. We're gonna kill them all. In this world, magic comes from DNA. Since so many mages died in that river area, blood and like DNA and stuff flowed into the water. Water holds memory or whatever, so that if you drink water from that lake in particular, you will gain magic. No one knows this yet. Once they gain magic, obviously they're freaking out because, oh my god, we're the minority now. But they decide, you know what? Since we have magic now, it'll be easier to infiltrate the mage society and then like take them down from the inside. So they go there, they're like, oh my god, we're refugees, help us. And then they get help by the leader's son named Silas. He gives them a tour because he's going to be the future leader someday, and he thinks that understanding his citizens is a good quality for a leader. And this is kind of supposed to parallel Nicholas and Calumnia in some way. So Silas gives the group three, the big 3, I don't know what I'm going to call them, but the group a tour around, but even after that, he continues to stick around the group. And if you're wondering why, it's because he has a tiny, maybe, crush on Damon. I also forgot to mention this. Damon is homophobic at the beginning of this. He is gay, though. So Silas eventually, through hanging out with them, discovers that Nicholas is a prince because, just by the way Nicholas acts, it's pretty clear that he was pretty high up in the social hierarchy in the Calumnia, and Damon will probably like slip something while they hang out one-on-one because, romance. So after Silas figures it out, he's gonna kind of act oblivious because he thinks that it'll be easier to convince Nicholas to stop the whole hatred for mages and killing all the mages on sight if Nicholas trusts him, right? He tries to gain Nicholas's trust, he tries to become friends, but it's not working. So eventually he gives up and uses dark magic, which I will be explaining later. But basically, he starts using dark magic to try to make Nicholas better, but in the process he begins corrupting himself. So Damon notices how Silas is slowly becoming more corrupt, and this is what I mean. I think probably around here we'll compare this towards the beginning. So near here, Silas probably won't really care about his citizens as much. May just call himself frogs, by the way. I don't know why we decided on this, but it's just cute. Damon will notice this, and he also realizes that Nicholas is like becoming a better ruler. Oh my god! At this point, he does know about dark magic because someone's gonna have to explain the whole magic thing to the group of three. So he's gonna realize, oh, the person I love is like destroying themselves, but it's helping another thing I really care about, Calumnia, because he wants Calumnia to have a good leader so that they can be successful. So Damon has to make a choice, but eventually Silas will come to the conclusion that he will use dark magic to make Calumnia weaker so that he and the rest of the mage community can go and can return the favor and kill all the non-magic users. And then everyone somehow stops them. I am also realizing now that I forgot to mention another character. His name is Noah. Basically, there's two couples in this. There's Silas and Damon, and then there's going to be Noah and Alexandria. I'm honestly not that entirely that sure how Alexandria and Noah are going to come into play into this, but like they're my characters, so they have to. Also, the book is in the perspective of Damon and Alexandria, so they need to be at least Alexandria has to be included somehow, and I want Noah to be included. He doesn't have to be. I might exclude him, but he is for now. Hi, doggy. No. Well, my dog has come to join us. My door being open is making me self-conscious. Okay, I'm gonna close the door. Okay. So, first character, Damon. Damon Foxglove, actually. Me and my friend, we were really hard on figuring out last names. You don't understand. Basically, he's a knight. He's loyal to his country. He hates magic and people that go against Calumnia in general. And he comes from a very noble family. Anyway, Alexandria. There's more about her because I've been procrastinating writing my chapter. So I have been doing other things. And by that I mean fleshing out her character and world building. So she loves Nicholas, and later she'll love Noah, hopefully, if he gets to stay. And she's a really jealous and possessive person. You couldn't tell by the whole, she gets obsessed with things thing, and she hates people telling her what to do, and she hates listening to people unless the person who loves her tells her to. She is a child of a mistress, and a mistress. No, she's a child of a mistress. Her whole life she has been told to let go of her obsessions by her father and Damon, but no matter how hard she tries, she just doesn't seem able to do it. And she's always really wanted love and affection from somebody, but she hasn't been able to get it from her family. But when she first met her first friend, she did literally everything they told her to, including poisoning her dad. Right? So, this led to her dad, Oswald, isolating her from like the world and like not letting her have obsessions, and he will destroy them. She thinks that if she does what her loved one tells her to, she will eventually gain their love. Is that how the world works? No. But that's what she thinks, and you will not judge her for it. Alexandria will eventually give up on Nicholas and go with Noah, who is also a toxic love interest and will not be good for her, but like better than Nicholas, okay? It's fine. I like writing toxic romances. Well, I like reading about them. And then Nicholas, he's an obnoxious prince, playboy, insecure. He has loving parents. He's apparently passionate, bipolar, OCD. I forgot about those personality traits, so they might not be showing up in the book or the story, but it's okay. He's charming and a word I don't want to say. For the love interests, there's Silas Calafia. Don't know how I'm supposed to pronounce that. And he's charming, very loyal, mentally stable, confident in himself, child of a widower. Well, there's I don't have nothing actually. Well spoken, plays a magic flute apparently. Didn't know about that. Very talented at magic, determined to help his people at any cost, and clingy. Love clingy people. I do that a lot. I'm gonna stop. And then there is Noah Astor, who I also wrote a bunch of lore about. So he is also very obsessive and possessive and stuff, and he doesn't care that much about Mage Society or Silas, but he's there because he has nowhere else to go and he likes having food and shelter. He doesn't like Nicholas because, one, that's who Alexandria likes and he likes Alexandria, and also, just Nicholas is just, It's the whole. I could be a better boyfriend than him, okay? Pick me! But he wants to kill Nicholas, but he doesn't. Because Alexandria told him not to. I don't know if I'm gonna include that, but I think that's cute, so I probably will. He wants Alexandria to love him back. He planned on being patient, but after watching Nicholas do something, he decided he'd kill Nicholas the first chance he gets and frame it as an accident. I forgot I wrote that, but it works out. I don't know if it's in the plot that I wrote for them, but whatever. And he doesn't know if he'd be able to lie to Alexandria about killing Nicholas. I guess I was gonna write more, but I didn't. He doesn't know if he'd be able to lie to Alexandria, but he doesn't think Alexandria will really want to talk about it that much, so. Believes in good luck, I guess. He is an orphan. He lives in the main. Oh! Noah isn't a mage. He's a non-magic user. Forgot to mention that. But anyway, he lives at the magic camp because his mom fled there after her husband accused her of being a toad because she had an affair. She was taken in by the Mage Society because since she was accused of being a toad, they assumed she was a toad. But eventually, she is kicked out of the camp because they figure out she's not a mage. She has no magic, and they're scared that a non-mage will betray them, which does make sense because later on the whole reason why that mage camp is discovered is because a non-mage comes across them and then tattles to the king. When Noah's mom was accused, she was actually pregnant because of her affair. So when she goes to mage camp, he was born there, and then she's kicked out. Noah is not kicked out. The Mage Council did debate. I don't know if they have a council, but they have a debate about what to do with Noah, but they ultimately decide to let him stay because they think that if they train him to think like a mage and grow up with mages, he won't betray them. And he'll hold a mage's beliefs. And Noah grew up not caring about the difference between being a mage and being a non-mage, but he doesn't particularly like being a part of mage society because he's kind of the minority in this situation, so he's been bullied for not having magic. And even because a lot of mages don't hold malice, well, not a lot. Some mages don't really have malice about non-mages towards, or they do, but they don't mind Nicholas or not Nicholas. Oh my god, I don't know why there's two end names. Maybe parallels. I need to calm down. But even if they don't really feel any hatred towards Noah, they joke and make mean jokes by accident-ish, right? Noah thinks he would prefer living in a non-mage society, but he doesn't care enough about it to put his livelihood at risk. Most of the time, he does pretend to be invested in the mage culture, just to make sure the Mage Council don't decide that he should get kicked out. He gets... Oh, right! I forgot about this part. So, you know how I said that he's a non-mage? Well, that's not exactly true. It's not because of his affair or anything. It's because he was a non-mage, but he also drank water from the river, but no one noticed. He had magic. That will be explained soon. No, I'll just explain it now. He has prophetic. He has prophecies, basically. I will explain how that works, but it is really hard to discern if you have prophecy magic. Moving on to Oswald Foxglove, who is the dad of Alexandria and Damon Foxglove. Basically, he's really mean to Alexandria because he accidentally cheated on his wife, who is Damon's mom, and she was dying. Yep, he cheated on his dying wife and got a maid pregnant, which is Alexandria's mom. And so Oswald loves Damon because he truly loved his wife before she passed away. She really meant a lot to him, that's why he cheated. Then he married Alexandria's mom, just so that he wouldn't be accused of having an affair. So that's their lore. He hates Alexandra because, oh, you ruined my relationship with my wife. Not really, but like, oh, you're a taint on my reputation, and I love my son because he's the last remaining thing of the woman I loved. Something like that. And there's Ashwin Delphinium, the king. We don't really have a lot on him, but he exists. And to the magic system, which will probably be the last thing I talk about today until I record more. Non-magic users can gain magic through the consumption of the DNA of a magic user. The more magic content they consume, the stronger the magic they gain. I will explain that whole thing in the next section. The potion making. Potion making uses normal ingredients like herbs, but it also needs some sort of DNA from a mage. The properties of the potion depend on the type of mage the DNA comes from. Things that would fall out naturally, like hair and nails and stuff like skin, dead skin in particular. Those things will not make would not make very powerful potions because there wouldn't be a lot of magic content in them. Things like blood and organs have more magic content in them. So, and the lore-ish is because the magic content, or like the magic, whatever, however it works, will try to stay closer to the more important organs because those are more protected. Something like that. There's something there, don't worry. But the channeling, which is, how I feel like this is pretty typical. Almost every mage must channel their magic through an object. Instruments, weapons, staffs, other things. And every mage can learn any type of magic except divination. But every mage normally has an aptitude for either combat or defensive magic, the two most common types. And without an aptitude, learning becomes extremely difficult, and mages can barely learn basic spells. I don't know what we're going to call them. There is a rare occasion where someone is born with the aptitude for two types of magic, and in ancient times, that person would become the leader. Anyone can learn illusion, dark magic, as if they have an aptitude for it. I will explain that later, too. The two most common is offensive and defensive magic. Exactly what it sounds like. Third, there is healing. The, third most common, but it's pretty rare. It's really easy to heal small wounds like scratches, but barely anyone can make it past that stage. And divination magic, which is where Noah comes in. So basically, divination mages get their divinations or prophecies. I need to stop saying divination. It's like, ugh. Divination mages get their prophecies and dreams once in a while. However, they have dreams every night, the minute they fall asleep. And they're always really vivid, so it's hard for them to distinguish between divinations and just normal dreams. In addition, divination mages are born dozens of generations apart, so they can never have a mentor they can turn to for advice. Most divination mages are labeled as insane or actually go crazy because it feels like they're never able to actually rest and fall asleep. Lore. He doesn't know his dreams or prophecies, but does find himself constantly getting deja vu. And he's like, okay, so am I seeing the future, or is like my life just so repetitive that I get deja vu for like almost everything I do? And so thanks to this, he tries to stay quiet in case he's remembering something really wrong and he doesn't want to mess up and embarrass himself. Well, I feel like he's not the type of character who would embarrass himself, so maybe he's just like, he doesn't want to seem crazy. Because he's already at risk of getting kicked out because he's a non-mage magic user. Next stop is illusions. Well, actually, I will explain dark magic first. Dark magic is a combination of all magics, and it was discovered while mages tried to learn multiple types of magic to become very powerful. So it's just something mages researched and discovered dark magic. But once someone starts using dark magic, it becomes addictive and changes how the user behaves, like as you can see with Silas. So illusion magic was discovered while people were researching. So the timeline is they started researching, they discovered illusion magic, they discovered dark magic. Okay? Dark magic led to the banning of illusion magic because since illusion magic was discovered using the same techniques, they're like, okay, so we can't use illusion magic either. But when this story takes place, illusion magic is no longer banned because the Magic Council reinstated it after finding out that it does not harm the user like dark magic does. However, mages seen practicing this type of magic is often scrutinized because people just still have a prejudice against it because dark magic evil. And that's it so far. Well, catch you next time. Bang.